everyone, it is Sunday, December 11th, and I thought I'd share a little bit more of the Michael saga with you. So on Tuesday, this past Tuesday, I called Michael's again because I kind of had a suspicion that they didn't have my replacement order correct, and I was right. They had only processed half of it to be replaced. So I was like, no, you have to replace the whole thing. So so I got them to do that, and I have all my Michael's order now. And as far as the Bernat blanket, the big blanket yarn, the gal said, well, you can just keep it. Now I also said, well, just give me a UPS thing to return it. So she sends me this email and the link doesn't work. So, I'm kind of just done. So what I'm going to do with that big blanket yarn is I will make up a couple of blankets and just donate them. So, Michael's, thank you for donating 2 blankets to, probably I'll go through a local church because they donate to a cancer ward. So that's probably what's going to happen. In the meantime, I'm going to show you my Michael's yarn haul, and this was done with 2 different gift certificates that I got for my birthday. So let's see. The first color that I'm going to show you, which I've never bought this color before, and online it looks a lot lighter, almost like that baby blue from Red Heart Super Saver, but yeah, it's not that light. It's more of a slate grayish blue. It's a light slate grayish blue, but it's called Arctic. So the color's not going to be true on camera. But this is Craft Smart, 354 yards, 7 ounces, and I got 3 skeins of it. Then I got this Impeccable yarn. Always I'm looking for various shades of green. So I think I bought this once before. Anyways, this is Impeccable. And the color is grass. But a little bit lighter, and it would almost be neon. So I got 3 of these. Everything I got 3 of except one I got 6 of. Let's see. Then I got this Red Heart Super Saver. And believe it or not, I've already gone through one of the skeins. And I got 3 of them. And this is Hunter Green. So I have a little bit of the 3rd skein left, but not much. And then, let's see, this is Craft Smart, and the color is Mauve. So I got 3 of those. And another green. This is Craft Smart, and it's Leaf Green. And then I got 6 skeins of this Craft Smart in the raspberry, but I definitely got 2 different dye lots because this is also raspberry and they are different. And I don't care. That doesn't matter to me. Because I'm probably going to make a spring fling blanket as soon as I'm done with all these Jada Folk Art blankets, and I'm working on 5, so I have a lot of appliques to make. Okay, then I got 3 of this Impeccable called Lippy, and then 3 of these in what's this, butter. Craftsmart butter. Okay, so I had to kind of show you all these because I need to put this box of yarn away because it's just right in the middle of everything and it's kind of blocking my walkway. So I will probably come back tomorrow because I think I'm expecting a package in the mail from one of you, and I will show it when it gets here. Hello everyone, continuing the video that I started to make earlier and I didn't post, so I'm going to continue it now even though it's a couple weeks later. It is Thursday, a few days before New Year's Day, and it's raining here. Yeah, we have like the next 10 days really mapped out as rain, which is, this is our rainy season in California. Now, whether that translates to snowpacks in the mountains, I hope so, and whether some of our reservoirs can start filling up again. I know that Shasta Reservoir has gone up 12 feet already, so that's good. Anyhow, I'll talk about the gardening first but I'm not going to take you out there because it's raining. My fava beans that I bought from a nursery, not the seeds but just little plants, they're doing well. I just put tomato cages around them because they're starting to get a little tall and a little bit lanky. Well, not lanky like unhealthy, but they're just getting tall. They need some support. So, but the problem is that some sort of weedy grass thing, it might be crabgrass, I don't know, because it just looks like regular grass right now, but it finds that chicken manure and boy, it just goes crazy. So the two raised beds are just full of this grass stuff, and I've got to go out there and dig it all up. I can hand pick some of it, but some of it, the roots are really strong. They don't go really deep, but they're strong. So then my tomato plant, I have a big tomato, and then there was a one like child's fist size right next to it. Well, some animal decided they would get into that smaller one, and they took a few bites and realized it wasn't ripe, and I thought, man, I better pick that big one, and it's not ripe, but I better pick it. So I did, and it's just gonna have to finish ripening on my counter. Now, the interesting thing about that tomato variety is that it doesn't turn red on the outside. It kind of gets like a greenish yellow, but then you cut it open and the inside, the core is red. So, but it's still not quite there. But the avocado trees are ready to be picked. So I've been picking quite a bit. I probably picked about, I don't know, 50 pounds of avocados so far, and gave a whole bunch to the next door neighbors. I keep the landlady in supply in her house, and she divvies them up to people who come to work there, or like her cousin comes over a lot. But yeah, and I have a few I keep on my counter, and I'm gonna have to pick some more tomorrow. Tomorrow I have my first in-person doctor's appointment in like 3 years, and don't worry, it's just like a regular appointment. It's nothing about anything. But all the other ones, because of, you know, that thing that's been going around for the last 3 years, we just did all our appointments over the phone. So, anyway, so I go see her tomorrow. I'll bring her some avocados. When we lived at the other place, I would bring her persimmons, because she is Asian. She's Korean. In fact, everybody in their office is some Asian culture or another. But anyway, so I have to go way back over to where I used to live. And the landlady's right. She said, yeah, let this be the last appointment over there. Find a doctor over here, because it'll take me an hour to get over there at least. So, yeah, so anyhow, that's that. And I'm going to show you a Happy Mail that got sent to me a few weeks ago, and to the person who sent it, I'm sorry I didn't post a video faster about it, but let me just show you. It's, oops, okay, it is the Nutcracker crochet, and it has 6 characters on it, and she got it sent to her, and she didn't want to do it, so she sent it to me because she knows that I like doing Christmas amigurumi. So as soon as I finish the current project I'm on, I will be starting this. So, and these are all very small, and I mean, honestly, you could do something on the top of the heads and hang them on a Christmas tree if you wanted. So that'll be fun. I can't wait to get started on that. And I am in the deep throes of working on those Jada in Stitches 2019 folk art blankets. I've got 5 of them going at one time. So like the back panel of the blankets has been made, and right now I'm working on all the houses, which I have actually all the houses done, but I need to make all the doors and windows and then do the embroidery. And let me show you what one of those would look like. So here's my whole bag of houses. So here's one of the houses. As you can see, you have a door here. Let's see, wait, right there. And then there's a little French knot right there. And so then these windows, there's 3 separate pieces, and you do the embroidery around the windows. And if you want, you can even add like flowers underneath the windows. So I'll probably do 1 house per blanket that has some flowers under it. When I first did her blankets, I did those flowers under every window. Oh my gosh, it took me forever. So anyhow, I'm just working through those, getting those done. And then quite frankly, after the houses, I mean, yeah, I still have a lot of little appliques to make, but they're all really fast and easy. So that won't be a problem at all. And then comes the big sew everything down. But I don't have to have all 5 blankets ready at the same time. I'll just complete one and then start on another one, because after I get all the appliques down, then I still have to do the border, and the border's going to take me like a day, because there's 8 rows all the way around, and the last row is a shell border. So yeah. And you know, I got that whole yarn box from Michael's, which I showed you earlier in this video, and basically all that volume of yarn is being used in these blankets, or these afghans. Not necessarily the contents of that box, but that same kind of volume. So lots and lots of yarn I'm going through, and then of course I'll work on those little amigurumi. The Zabez stuff that I'm working on, I still can't show you the most recent ones that I've done. He is taking a little vacation for a while, just probably a brain break from it, and so that's fine with me. So I don't have any of his to work on, and it seems like last year when he took a break, he didn't start up again until maybe the spring, but we'll see. We'll see. And I have to tell you, it was cold last night. Now, not cold, not like, you know, in the Midwest where they're having those blizzards and stuff. Not like that, but California cold. Not even like Florida cold, just California cold. And I haven't been turning on my heat except for maybe 1 hour a day, and I actually hadn't turned it on for a couple of weeks, even until we had some low temps in the upper 30s, and so I just would like heat up the house for an hour and then go to bed. And last night I didn't heat up the house, and I had even gotten to the point where just the thin comforter on the bed and a basic Afghan was on the bed, and that was enough. But last night I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm freezing. I could not go to sleep because it was so cold. But then I thought, I'm going to put another Afghan on top of this, and then I will be too hot. But so I just put it on, and I did end up pulling it off later, but oh my goodness. Then today I finally turned on the heat for an hour. Now, the landlady's heat, oh my gosh, that has been a nightmare for her, because every time she turns it off or turns it on, it blows. And then she has to have the guy come back out, and he has been here, I think, every day this week, changing one part or another part. And I will know when it goes out because I'll hear a big boom. It's like a sonic boom, and I'll feel it. And today I had the cat on my lap, and we both startled when that boom went off, and I thought, oh, here we go again. And sure enough, the guy's out here again working on this heating unit, and we don't know what's wrong with it. They've changed out every part but the motherboard, and finding another motherboard for it just might take a while, but she has no heat in her house. Now she likes it cool, so that's a benefit. In fact, when it got to like 80, 83 this past week, she was like, I'm not moving. If I start moving, I'll get overheated. And so she didn't, for me it was perfect. But for her, that's already too hot. She likes it in the 60s. But, you know, when the house gets in the 50s at night, then it's a little cold. So anyhow, she has problems with the heater. I hope they can get it fixed. Thank goodness the thing is under warranty, but good grief, it has just not worked. And mine works great, but like I say, I only turn it on for like, oh my goodness, I forgot. Hang on. I forgot I had coffee reheating on the stove, and it had mostly boiled away. So I'll just make a fresh pot. So, where was I going? I don't even remember what I was talking about before I suddenly realized that I had stuff boiling on the stove. Anyhow, I still don't have my floors in. I'm assuming they will be in January or February. They'll start doing it. I'm kind of thinking right now that the landlady is making sure her place is completely done and they have put in her floors and they put in her baseboards, and now the painters have to come and touch up some stuff with the baseboards. And you know, the baseboards didn't exactly cover all the where the previous baseboards were, so that has to be patched. And she still doesn't have her stove and oven in. She got the refrigerator in place, but the doors still have to be put on it, and I'm not sure it's hooked up. So I think she's just kind of waiting till all that settles down. I'm going to ramble just a little bit, but one thing that I bought before we moved here, because I was horrified one day when we came out, I think it was like in April, maybe March or April, and the backyard was half covered in waist-high weeds. I kid you not, it was horrendous. And I mean, to the point where I couldn't even access the raised beds, or you just couldn't even really walk back there. So a gardener was hired to come and clear all that out, and he did. But to make sure that never happened again, I bought a weed whacker, or a trimmer, as they say. Well, I guess the weed whacker is not the term they use anymore, but a trimmer. But it wasn't a string trimmer. It has these little heavy-duty plastic blades, and the guy tried to dissuade me from buying that one. He wanted me to buy a string trimmer, but I knew at the time my budget didn't really allow for a brand new string trimmer. So I got this one, and it works fine as long as you are only cutting grass. You cannot get those little blades next to like fencing or cement or anything. It'll just break the blades. But if you just want to mow down grass, works beautifully. But I began to see the wisdom of buying a string trimmer, so I bought one, and then the landlady actually reimbursed me for it. So it technically belongs to her, but I'm the one who does that. But then last night or a couple of days ago, I was looking at the part of the house along the main street, because we're right on a main street. It's like, you know, 2 lanes each way and a bike lane on each side. And I noticed that there are some very tall weeds, and I think that those are her responsibility. But I don't want to be out there with weed trimmer. I think that that's the kind of stuff that a more professional gardener needs to just be in charge of, making sure that street side of the house is under control. But let me tell you about having a string trimmer. And it's great. It works great. But it makes a horrendous mess. And I just thought, you know, my back just doesn't tolerate doing a lot of raking and sweeping and stuff, and I'm like, I'm not sweeping up this mess. So it's just kind of been a mess. Yeah, everything's cut down, but it's a mess. And it just stirs up debris from, I mean, it'll eat through dirt, it'll eat through right down to the roots. I mean, it'll just eat. And so it's just, stuff is just everywhere. So I said, you know what? We need a leaf blower. So I bought a leaf blower. It hasn't come yet, but when it comes, that will be a tremendous help. I'll just blow all the stuff like into a pile, and then I can rake it up. But for me to like rake the whole backyard, and that's never going to happen. But I can keep like the the sidewalks clear and the steps clear. Yeah, a leaf blower. Maybe she'll reimburse me for that too. But if she doesn't, she doesn't. And I'm fine with it because it just saves my back from having to do that stuff. Anyhow, I guess that's about it for now. I'm going to put this video together and post it. And I hope everybody has a great start to the new year. Please, please be stocked up. If you think things are getting better, they're not getting better. This is not a downer video to tell you that it's not getting better. It's just not getting better. And you all know that in your hearts. You know that things aren't getting better. So please be stocked up. Please be prepared. You know, make sure you have extra water too, because, well, for instance, one of my siblings was just on vacation for Christmas, and the power got cut where she was staying, and they had no water for 2 days, and all of them got severely dehydrated. It was in one of those blizzardy places. Please, 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 make sure you have water on hand. Even when you go on vacation, make sure you have water on hand. Make sure you have plenty of food to last you up to a month minimum. Because if your power gets cut in the middle of winter, and it's going to get cut, there are going to be more and more blackouts, you need to be prepared. So please, please get prepared. Yeah, please. So anyhow, have a good New Year's, and I will talk to you next year. Bye-bye.